half of my players. That's where it starts. You got to go into the inner cities. You got to do these things. You got to bridge the gap. You got to go on community walks with the cops, introduce them to people in the neighborhood. It has to start somewhere. This has been going on too long, man. 2015.
That's true.
You know, and Emmett Till got in the 30s. Think about how long that was. And we're still talking about the same shit?
We are.
It's ridiculous.
They don't understand, and people don't understand at all. Not at all. I'm so angry.
You know, and the white folks just turning a blind eye to it, a lot of them. You know, that's why I thought what Eminem did was so great. I know a lot of brothers said, man, if he was black, he'd be just another rapper. Yeah, but he's white.
Right.
You know? And there are a lot of white folks out there that feel our pain. Not enough of them, clearly. Otherwise, the orange guy wouldn't have been in the White House.
Exactly. And I said this. Because my wife actually pointed out we had these discussions. And nothing's going to happen until the white folks who are sick and tired or who are empathetic to this issue join and be just as vocal and loud about it as we are. It's the same that happened in the civil rights movement. Not until they got involved did change happen. It's going to have to be the same thing here. Until they are tired of seeing us shot by police, you know what I mean? You can't just be us, because obviously we can all day say this and that. But not until they unite. And I don't know, it may not be as a whole, but enough influential whites actually join in. Then change will occur.
I don't get it, Kysii. We can figure out how to send a man to the moon, but we can't figure out how to get along with each other in this country.
It's different perspectives, man, all day. They don't understand. They thinking, all day on my social media, I'm going back and forth with folks. They telling me about they trying to defend white privilege. Like, what does that mean? Y'all are privileged. Y'all have this. Y'all have the NAACP. Y'all got the National Society of Black Engineers. Y'all got the colored this. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have scholarships to go to different schools. Blah blah blah. We had to fight for this. I'm like, really? That's what you're gonna do. You're talking on a small scale. You're not talking on a grand level. You're not looking at the big picture. You're not looking at your grandfather who has money, or who had money in your family name and real estate and all the other stuff that y'all had already as an advantage. We are from a position of a disadvantage. You know, they don't. I could talk to them, I'm blue in the face. They don't understand, man. They won't.
Right. I want to say this in particular. That there's an article in the paper today. It was written by a Hispanic lady in Miami Herald. The headline was, "A black man takes a knee and can't get hired. A white man snorts coke and gets rehab."
Oh, man.
You know? And that was in the Miami Herald today. And actually, it was in the Miami Herald. It was written on the 10th, so I guess it was a couple of days old. But the point is, white privilege is totally out of control in this country.
Right.
You know? And the lady, Kiana Naiji, the one that exposed Chris Forster and the Dolphins.
Yep.
You know, her whole point was that the way the media portrays a black person compared to a white person. Like with Chris Forster, we all saw him snorting cocaine up his nose.
Yep.
But the media labeled it a white powdery substance. Like the way they choose that. And this thing goes deep, man. Like, it goes deep into how they look at it. That's why it's important to have, the Two Live Students Radio Network. That's why this network is so important. Because everybody in here, from Angry Black Man to Tiff up there in Portland, to Vince, everybody that's in here, man, everybody in this group. That's why these people are so valuable and so intelligent. And we need our own media, because these people in this group, and I'm not just gassing them up, man. I'm telling you, I've been in this business a long time. I didn't know that there was that many of us that really could see through the smoke screen that the media constantly throws at us.
Right.
But the people in this group are woke.
It's sharp.
They were woke before that term woke, even became fashionable.
That's right.
You know, and what it is, man, look at the media. Look at how they portray things. And what she said, the reason she exposed that coach is because she felt like, you know, they'll be quick to tear down an African American, but watch how quickly and how sympathetic white people are to other white people. Even when you see them snorting coke up their nose, still sympathetic.
Still sympathetic. Like, go get some help for him. Always feel sorry for him. Let that have been anybody else. Nope. Shit, John, you didn't have to see John Bone Jones freaking snort anything, but you should see the comments on him, you know what I'm saying, pissing away his opportunity. I know it's been several times, but you should see the comments of, he just needs to go away. He just this. You know what I mean? It's like they ain't have no this man go get him some rehab. It ain't the same sentiment, man. It's crazy.
And on top of that, she said, you know, they're saying, you know, this guy. Well, some of the words you hear from me, the high pressure job of being an NFL offense, it's just sympathetic, an NFL offensive line coach. And in her words, I played some of the sound from her on my show yesterday. Mm-hmm. She said if this coach was a black man, he would have been fired immediately. And she said, how was he given the opportunity to resign? Stephen A. Smith asked the same question. How was he given the opportunity to resign? Why? White privilege.
All day.
White privilege. The media will always be sympathetic, man. They will always be sympathetic. How about some sympathy for Garner, who was choked to death, who was telling the cops, man, I can't breathe. And they choked him to death anyway. That's why she said, you know, they're quick to make excuses for a white person, but will roast a minority player over an anthem, fights, weed, domestic issues. And she's right.
Wow.
She's right.
She is, man. That's...
You know, Sandra Bland, Philando Castile is one situation I just can't get over. Philando Castile, who said, officer, I have a weapon.
Yeah. Who
did everything right and still got blown away. Why? Because they're scared of us. Because they look at us as they fear for their lives. But yet a white person can fight at them, can fight them, throw things at them, jump in their cars, and they find this remarkable restraint. Why? Because the person's white.
The Sandra Bland
I see a situation here where the policeman needs to stop being in fear of black men.
Yep.
And black people in general. That's part of the problem. There's a fear that they won't address. You know, like how they have hidden rules in baseball? Hidden rules in law enforcement. Afraid of us.
That's exactly what it is. That's
what their first instinct is to shoot us. Yeah, they're afraid of us. Rough Buff says he's been woke since 92.
So, now
I know that's right.
Your boy Mike Ditka. The comments he made.
I know, you know what? I know you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. My dad always told me that. But I look at Mike, and I can see the racism just oozing off of him. I can just see it.
So people don't know what I'm talking about. Mike Ditka said he hasn't seen any discriminatory actions for 100 years. No one, he ain't 100 years old. That's no one. Maybe he is 100 years old. We don't know it.
Yeah, he did try to he did try to go back on it.
What did he say? I didn't see that one.
Yeah, he basically said he hadn't seen any discrimination in football, not in the community. He was talking about the league itself, not the.
That's all day.
According to him, yeah.
Where's the black owner?
I see.
How about discriminate? Where's your black owners at?
Yeah.
Barely got black coaches. Barely got black quarterbacks or respected quarterbacks for their skills.
Yeah. I mean, it's been in the league. I don't know what Mike Dick has been, but I've seen it. I've seen it. I remember when Warren Moon was playing and Doug Williams was playing, and it was a big deal about black quarterbacks playing in the Super Bowl, and they were saying the Jimmy the Greek scandal, black quarterbacks aren't intelligent, all they can do is run, they can't read defenses. So, and look at what Deshaun Watson's doing today as a rookie.
Yes.
So they've always been discriminated against black people, whether it be in sports, whether it be in society. It's always existed. That's why you had to have Negro League Baseball, because Negroes weren't allowed to play. Why? Because they were black. Come on, man. This isn't something new. And again, for such a great country, and with the brilliant minds that can figure out how to go to the moon and fight these diseases and stuff that we see out here in the world today, we can't figure out a way to get over that discrimination. At least they can't. They can't figure out a way to get over the hate.
Nope.
That's terrible, man. This what's going on right now. People, Medgar died, Martin King died, Malcolm X died. This is cool. Marcus Garvey, Huey Newton. This is, Frederick Douglass. This has been going on since the beginning of time. I'm wondering, will we? It was a big deal seeing a black president, but what changed?
What changed?
What changed? Nothing changed. Yeah, there was a black president, but there ain't shit changed.
Yep.
America's got to figure out this problem of the racial divide, and I think basically the conversation is great to have, but white people need to figure out their share of the black man. That's what I think. I think that's a great place to begin.
Angry Black Man said a couple good jewels out here. He said, Ditka has always said shit like this. Chicago is a very segregated and racist city. And then Big L said, to this day, Chicago is segregated. Facts. Angry Black Man did come back and said a host of an ESPN 1000 radio that I went to college with ignored my email on whether they would discuss Ditka's comments. He has a segment on their show, so I figured they would not touch on his comments. They're not going to touch on his comments. Let me
ask you something.
Yeah.
You think, I'm sure you've heard that Puff Daddy has come out and said he wants to buy the NFL. Now, clearly, he doesn't have enough money to do that. Very ambitious, though.
Yeah, very ambitious.
Is it possible, you think, that, so we've seen the XFL, we've seen the USFL,
to put a whole
that black millionaires, I'm talking about it as opposed to the NFL. I think at some point, man, if these owners don't back these players, maybe some of the more wealthy, black people in the country, in the world, come together and finance another league.
But the problem
and compete with the NFL.
We can do that, but the problem is their money be longer than ours. And some people gonna be like, "Yo, I appreciate what y'all doing over there." We'll end up having BET football, and they over here with Fox football. You know what I'm saying, on the national level.
Yeah.
And we with our games on BET. I mean, it'll be
the USFL could have made it, Kysii. The USFL could have made it. The mistake they made with the USFL was they tried to go head to head with the NFL too quickly.
Okay.
They should have stayed playing summer football as they were doing. It was quite successful. Donald Trump actually owned the team. He owned the New Jersey Generals team that signed Herschel Walker.
I remember now.
Yeah. So
you actually said, okay, USFL really could have thrived, huh?
Could have made it. They could have made it. They lasted 2 seasons. Wow. I think they folded right before the 3rd season. They tried to sue the NFL. I think they got $1. And it was a dumb idiot in the White House who pretty much was the one who doomed the USFL. Because if you had another league, and maybe you had black ownership,